So now as you wake up this morning, guess what? California is still counting. Days after the primaries, key races still undecided and mountains of ballots piled up, waiting to be opened with more on the way in the mail. There must be a better system, America. Someday we'll find it. Dana's out. She's back on Monday. I'm Bill Hemmer, and here we go. How you doing?
Here we go.
Great choice of color, by the way.
Hey, nice tie over there. I'm cool. Jackie Heinrich. And yeah, it could be a few more weeks until we know the winners in California. Key races still hanging in the balance. Right now, you've got the governor's primary. Democrat Javier Becerra and Republican Steve Hilton neck and neck thereabouts in a race to make the runoff. And in the contest for LA mayor, where the second place finisher is going to face off against Karen Bass, Republican Spencer Pratt currently holding the lead over Democratic Socialist Nithya Raman. Results of both races are facing a long delay, and Steve Hilton is offering a solution.
It just shows you that the competence level of government in California has just completely collapsed in 16 years of Democrat one-party rule. And it's just not another example of why we so desperately need change. I'm actually putting forward an offer to with some specifics that that could be implemented by Gavin Newsom now to speed up this election, to accelerate the outcome.
Matt Finn is live from California's City of Industry in eastern LA County. What's going on this morning, Matt?
Well, Jackie, we are at LA County's massive processing center. This is the location where all of the ballots are supposed to be shipped and counted. And in the latest ballot dump, LA County says it processed 81,000 votes since the first big election night numbers, but there's still 688,000 to go. Karen Bass is strengthening her lead, picking up about 12,000 votes yesterday. Spencer Pratt added about 6,000 and remains in second. Third place, Nithya Raman added nearly 11,000 votes, eating away at Pratt's lead. Now, in the governor's race, an estimated 60% of the vote is processed. Republican Steve Hilton remains number one. Democrat Javier Becerra picked up 158,000 votes and is closing in on Hilton within about 1 percentage point. Democrat Tom Steyer in third. Now, the most recent mail-in ballots that were processed are favoring Democrats, as many analysts suggested they would. Inside the ballot processing center here in LA County, any ballot that was postmarked by Election Day Tuesday must be counted by law. The process takes so long in part because each ballot must have its signature verified, and if there's an issue, there's a 10-day period to have it cured. California's Secretary of State is defending it all, writing, "Accuracy comes before speed." California is the nation's largest voting state with millions of ballots to process and count. Taking the time to do this work correctly protects voters' rights and ensures the integrity of our election. Now, the state of California statewide says it still has 3.6 million ballots left to be counted. So at this rate, it is very likely that we'll be standing here on Monday, reporting to you on Monday, with many more ballots to be counted. Jackie, Bill.
All right, we'll keep watching it. Matt Finn, thank you.
Bring your calculator, Matt, because you're going to need it. Shannon Bream, Fox News Sunday. How you doing, Shannon? Good morning to you. Let's just, Matt was talking about it. Here we go. Process versus ballots remaining, number one. Here we go. 5.6 million, remaining 3.6. I don't know, Shannon, the way they're counting, I mean, could be August.
Yeah, it could be, and that's why it potentially sparks real trouble for people who say, listen, you open the door to conspiracy theories and conjecture about what's actually going on. Wall Street Journal editorial board has a very interesting piece saying, listen, there could be nothing sinister here, but they call it indefensible that a state like California has not figured this out when states like Florida, election night exactly what's happening. So maybe take some pointers, blue states, red states, they're laboratories of democracy, but, maybe there's a different way to do this. Now, Governor Newsom did sign a bill last year that shortens and says counties have to have all their ballots counted in 13 days. It used to be 30 days, but there are extensions too. So I don't know that that solves the problem.
Yeah, they say it's normal there, that we're looking at this very long timeline, and it seems crazy to people in other parts of the country. But here's what Steve Hilton says it feels like over there. Listen to this.
Around the world, they're laughing at California, saying these guys that think they're the head of the center of the technology revolution, AI, Silicon Valley, all of these things, they're changing the world, but they can't run an election.
Good point.
How quickly could you change the system, really, though?
Well, The interesting thing is that there is a Supreme Court case pending right now. The court's already heard it. We're waiting at this end of the term in June. We get all of these last decisions, the big ones. This one came out of Mississippi, and it deals with a state law that says how long you can count ballots after Election Day, if they're postmarked, what the grace period is there. So I can't wait. We're going to get opinions next Thursday. Maybe that's in the pile, but it's certainly something that could, you know, be a big resounding ripple effect across the country based on what they decide in Mississippi.
Yeah, you know, this all changed during COVID. And California changed, like they were on steroids, the way they were changing their election laws in 2001, and just extending the grace period that they were giving so many people. And it's led to this. And, you know, Shannon, it's flown under the radar, because we've been focused on national elections 2 years ago and the midterms 2 years before that. But California, like determining the balance of power in the House, we've been waiting on California for 4 years now. And yet again, we've got this one. Meanwhile, in the Senate earlier today, they passed the funding for Border Patrol and ICE. The House expected to pass it midweek next week. I got to think the Trump administration is high on that and very happy with that. Meanwhile, Josh Hawley's talking about a provision in this bill that would fight child sex trafficking. Here's Hawley now in the Senate floor.
This would be the biggest surge against child traffickers ever in the history of the federal government. 200 new cops to go after child traffickers and to go rescue children who are trapped in sex trafficking. It would also coordinate federal, state, and local law enforcement so they together can go and rescue these kids. Every second counts, every second. So getting this done right now, getting it to the president, it's going to save lives.
So that is a provision. These are big bills, as you know. That was a provision that I imagine is not on the radar of a lot of people, Shannon.
Yeah, and you guys know that Tim Tebow, the former football star, he has been on Capitol Hill for years advocating over this kind of thing. It is a common cause for he and his wife. They fight on this all the time, saying it's a tough thing to talk about. People don't like to think about it. It is a stomach-turning issue, but it's a real issue. So fighting to get this funding in here was really critical for those who care about this. As you guys know, goes to the House now, can't change a thing, or you got to start this process over. So can Speaker Johnson keep the coalition together? I mean, you've seen Republicans break off on the War Powers Resolution vote, on the funding for Ukraine vote. Can he keep them together? He's got a tough job. We'll find out next week.
All right, Shannon, what's on deck for Fox News Sunday?
So we've got two senators from the Intel Committee, Mark Warner, Democrat, and James Lankford, Republican. And we're going to talk about all these big issues, including FISA. It expires next Friday if they don't work out a deal. That critical tool that some say they were could scoop up Americans. It's aimed at foreigners. But can they make a deal? And how much has the Bill Pulte nomination impacted that conversation?
All right,
we'll talk about it Sunday.
you got a lot on your plate. Thank you, Shannon. We'll see you on Sunday. Thanks for coming.
Have a great weekend, guys.
You too.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.